Nearly 4 years ago, I retired from the Los Angeles Unified School District after teaching for nearly 20 years. It was a moment I actually thought would never come. Even with my retirement benefits, living single in the Valley in LA in a house still with a mortgage, I thought I'd never be able to afford retirement. I really wanted to retire. I'd already worked beyond retirement age, and I really wanted to be able to spend more time with my little granddaughter and her newborn baby brother, who lived in Fullerton with their father and mother, my daughter. Then something that seemed like a miracle happened. My daughter called me one day and said she'd been looking for someplace near her where I might be able to live. And she found something unexpected, a mobile home community near the beach. I'd spent my adolescence in Del Mar, and she knew how much I loved the ocean. But a mobile home? When I was growing up, there was a name for people who lived in mobile homes. They were called trailer trash. But Scandia certainly was not that. I was amazed from the moment I first entered the park. It was an entire community of lovely manufactured homes. And when my daughter Megan and I walked into what would become my new home, we fell in love with it. The seller wasn't ready to move yet, which was good because I hadn't even put my house on the market. And then when we went to the office to talk to the manager, she told us that the park was family owned and the family trust guaranteed that it would remain in the family. And the good news was that the rent on the land lease had only increased $35 a year for as long as she could remember, which meant I could actually plan my expenses. With the sale of my home in the valley and the promise of reasonable rent increases, I felt I could afford to buy in the park. The next 6 months were crazy, with my resignation and then discovering that the owner of the home had decided that she didn't really want to wait, forcing me to make an offer before my own home was even sold, and then again saying that she didn't even want to wait any further, when miraculously, on the day that she was ready to reject my final offer, my escrow closed and I was able to buy. It was obviously meant to be. For the next 2 years, I lived a dream life of retirement. The best part was I got to be Grandma Gigi, watching my grandkids nearly every day. Everyone in the park got to know and love my grandson, and through him, they got to know me. For a long time, I was known simply as Nolan's grandma. Then 2 years ago, something changed. Everything changed. The grandchildren of the original owners, the trust notwithstanding, sold the park to a conglomerate, and from that moment on, my dream became a nightmare. None of us had been told of the sale, and by the time we found out, it was too late to do anything about it. A month after Cord and Scott bought Scandia, the land lease went from an average of $1,500 to $2,195 a month for new tenants. And for those of us in the park, our rents were immediately raised $75 a month, and then $75 more the next year, and $75 more the next, and now there's no end in sight. New buyers must now pay $2,400 and must show 3 times the amount of income to qualify. Our park is a senior park. What senior on a fixed income makes $7,200 a month? With my retirement benefits, I don't even make that. And along with the increase in rent came a devaluation of our homes. For every $100 increase, our home's value decreased $10,000. But that's all part of the egregious plan of these conglomerates, which now own and have purchased 7 of the 17 mobile home parks in Huntington Beach, to raise rents so high that no seniors can afford it, forcing them to sell, or in several cases, to abandon their homes when they go into foreclosure or can't be sold. And when enough have left, to rent those homes, and then eventually to tear them down and tear down the whole park and turn it into condos. Today, My dream of retirement is dead. With the rent increase, along with my mortgage, utilities, insurance, and taxes, I'm now paying nearly 80% of my income toward housing costs alone. I, a retired educator, a USC graduate, and Yale alumna, even with my benefits, now have to work 2 jobs just to make ends meet. And the dream of my retirement, the reason I moved to Scandia, to be able to spend time with my grandchildren, to be Grandma Gigi for the rest of my life, that's gone. I don't watch Nolan anymore. I don't have time. And if the rent keeps rising, I may soon not be able to afford to live in my home anymore. And I don't know where I'll go. Please, please help me and other resident mobile home owners. I implore you, please support rent stabilization by supporting Assembly Bill 1035. Please.